What's up, you guys, and welcome to the Crude Crypto YouTube channel. And at first, I'd like to say, calm down, stay relaxed. The crypto market is very volatile, and it sometimes would get the best of you when you FOMO, when you buy in too high, and when you sell because of emotions, or when you buy because of emotions. When we take a look at the Fear and Greed Index, we can see that there's extreme fear in the market. We've got a value of 23, which is really interesting because last week or even last month we were seeing very high levels of greed. This already shows you how quick sentiment can change in the Bitcoin market or in the crypto market overall, and therefore also how volatile this market can be. When we take a look at the current price action, we can see we had a correction of around 53%, which is really massive. We haven't seen this kind of percentage-wise correction since the March crash of last year. And currently we are seeing a correction of around 42%. How and why did this happen? When we take a look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, which shows the relative strength in the market or in the trend, we can see that after we formed a bottom, we were setting in higher highs on price and also higher highs on the RSI, which is very logical and healthy, because at a higher market strength, we were seeing higher prices. However, after this point, we were seeing higher highs in price, but lower highs on the RSI. And this phenomenon and this is called bearish RSI divergence. And this is an bearish indication for a correction or a downward move. Also saying impending price action to the downside. Currently, we found a bottom at the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, which is a really strong area where commonly price retraces or moves to the opposite direction. Currently, we are finding support around the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. If you're really wondering if we are still in a bull or in a bear market, the data science models really give a clear picture of where we are. We can see that we currently were in the greed phase, almost nearing the euphoria phase, but we didn't reach it. And then we saw a correction, which again brought us back to the optimism phase. When did we also see this? When we take a look at 2017, I don't think I got it all. Okay, yes. When we take a look at 2017, we can see that when we had a local market top, we also saw a high level of greed. Then we dipped, we saw a correction, we dipped back into the optimism phase. And this happened, after this happened again, price increased, we went back into the greed phase, and then we dipped back in the optimism phase before having one last move, which brought us to the euphoria phase, which is an indication of a market cycle top. Because this metric shows the amount of profit or loss is within the market. We can also see that every time this value reached the euphoria phase, we saw a market cycle top. We saw this here in 2013 twice for the local top, for the local top and for the market cycle top, and also in 2011, which I usually don't look at too much because Bitcoin was way too volatile here to make any great predictions on. When we take a look at the 1 year hodl wave, which is the percentage of Bitcoin which hasn't moved in 1 year or more, we can see that during accumulation phases, this percentage of Bitcoin which hasn't moved for 1 year or more is around 60%. This was also true for our current cycle. When this percentage drops, we can see that around 40% or around 41%, around 40%, we are seeing a market cycle top. Currently, we are only at 55%, and therefore, which is also confluent with the value around in 2017, around these two corrections, which currently, in my opinion, this current corrective move looks really similar to those two corrective moves, which shows that the correction we are having currently is not a market cycle top, but just a local top. When this percentage drops to around, I think, 45%, this is where we would need to be really careful. I do think 45% because the percentage of, because Bitcoins are lost over time, and therefore the bottoming percentage would increase over time. And therefore I think when this value hits 45%, we would need to be really careful. But currently we are only at 55%, so the current move looks more like a correction than a cycle top. So therefore we are still in a bull market. When we look at the MVRV Z-score, we can see that this model also predicted the two tops in 2013 and the cycle top in 2017. We can also see that at the current levels we still haven't hit the red zone with the MVRV Z-score, and therefore this model also doesn't show a market cycle top, and therefore this suggests we are still in a bull market. We are currently seeing that this value has dropped to 2.36, which is really similar to the value of one of the dips during the 2017 bull run, which are again the two corrective moves I've showed in the other models. The current price action with the current correction of around 40% and the movement of the RSI, did we see this before? Is this normal? Yes, we did. When we take a look at 2017, we can see that around, I think, 6 times, or I would even say 7 if you would also add this correction here. Around 7 times we've seen a correction of around 30 to 40%. This is really healthy and normal in bull markets. When we zoom into these two corrective moves, which I have also showed in the data science models, we can see many similarities. In this move, we found a bottom, then we were setting in higher highs in price, which looks very normal. But when we take a look at the RSI, we can see that we are setting higher highs on RSI until this point. Because after this point, we were setting in higher highs in price, but only lower highs in the RSI, which is a bearish RSI divergence, which means impending price action to the downside. And then we saw a corrective move of around 40%, same percentage as we are currently seeing. And price bottomed out on, when the RSI hit oversold conditions. The same is true for this move. We saw higher highs in price. Until this point, we didn't see a higher high on the RSI. Therefore, after this, we saw a correction of around, again, 40%. And we found the bottom when the RSI hit oversold conditions. If we take a look at the current move, we can see that the RSI hit even 23, which is really low. We didn't see these kinds of RSI levels since March, which was the big COVID-19 crypto, complete economic dump, which was a great opportunity to accumulate, because it's great to accumulate any form of asset when everybody's fearful and too afraid to buy it. So therefore, I do think that we are just seeing a correction, which is really normal when you move up. Let's measure. When you move up around 500%, it's really normal that you see a major correction. And therefore, I do think this is just a correction and not a market cycle top. I therefore still believe we are in a bull trend or a bull market, and we would be seeing higher prices from here. However, I do think that price will move up slower than we currently were. I think we would be consolidating for a longer time and moving up slower, which is really fine in my opinion, because the slower the market moves up, the more healthy it becomes. So thank you all for watching this video today, guys. I hope I've calmed someone down. It's always nice to hear the opinion of another person when extreme things are happening in the market. I will be uploading this video as soon as possible, therefore I won't be editing it too much, because this price action is really quick. So thank you all for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, because I'm a really small channel. These actions have a major impact on me, so please do. And if you would like to see more of these updates or data science models, just subscribe or leave a comment if you really want to see that. And if you have any suggestions of what I should do with these videos, please leave a comment. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.